Hey, what's up everyone? It's January 26th, the day after my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you. God bless you, man. God bless you with many more. But I'm back. 50 degrees, a little bit of wind. Hopefully it's not too windy where you can hear me. And I'm getting ready to start. I was hoping to get the alternator back from my cousin, but I didn't get it back yet. But I can't complain because he's really fixing it for me for free. And that saved me a lot of money as opposed to buying a new one or sending it to somebody else to pay for it to get fixed. So for today, what I'm going to try to do is start piecing things back together like I did last time, just buttoning things up. I'm going to start connecting up the starter. I bought some screws from or bolts from Lowe's to see if I can mount the that throttle cable holder, whatever you want to call it, in the engine bay, and some other little small things. So hopefully we get some progress done, you know what I mean. I utilize this day, and I'll talk to you all later. Yeah, so I'm back again. This is a box of stuff. I'm gonna go through this box in a minute. Parts that I ordered like a few months back, like hoses. Let's take a quick shed tour, shall we? It's my father's shed. I got my exhaust here. I might want to redo it. I mean, I see some parts that look like the welds kind of look yoked up and messed up, but you fix that. The issue that I'm having is when I put the engine back in, you know, it was a proud moment. I put the engine back in, forgot to put the exhaust through. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna get the exhaust back in. And I thought about it. Mike is good. It's off the car. Use your breaker bar. Break this area open. Put those up there. Slide the pipes on the bottom. Boom, we're good to go. Here goes my radiator. It's here chilling in the box that came with the manual parts. These some other parts that came with the all automatic cable and stuff like that. Drive shaft, old drive shaft. This back piece right here, this came with the manual swap, but the position that the car was in and everything like that, it was very hard for me to take that off and take it apart. And I figured that, yo, I know they said, you know, they're balanced for each other, and people in the forums are telling me that, yo, it doesn't matter, you know, there's two separate pieces, it should be fine. I'm just praying that when I go to run the car and start it, that everything is all good and I don't got to worry about nothing, and I'm fine. So this is a clip here, I guess, for like the shifter linkage. This is a little rubber dowel pin that's for the throwout bearing. I think I replaced that one already. And this was the ring that goes around the drive shaft center support bearing. So I think those are all new pieces, but I ended up using the old ones. So fingers crossed. All right, SCP Euro. This is not a sponsored video, but that's where I got my parts from. All right, so we have here some hoses. This is a water hose. That's what it says. All right, then we have another one here. And this is a breather hose. I think I have that one in the back. I just gotta know where it goes. I bought like about a foot of vacuum hose just to place somewhere. These are all the hoses for the for coolant. You got another water hose here. This is a Ziploc bag of crap. There's another one here. So all brand new hoses. This is a fuel hose? I don't know. This is like another water hose too, I'm assuming. Pretty much I bought whatever it looked like it was supposed to be. What's this? That's another water hose. Water hose. Oh my God, double of these things, man. And this is another radiator hose. So, got a whole box of hoses to get cracking. So, I don't, what, you got to figure food in there? There's a pest problem inside the shed. There's a little hole that they get into, but whatever. Those are the hoses that I have for the vehicle. So once I start mapping things back out, I looked at some of the reference pictures and yada yada yada, I'm gonna start putting them back into place. In the forums, they told me this is atmosphere. I mean, whatever. This tells you the heat that's inside the car, and without this, the heater won't work. As I was messing with the pedal assembly, this came out from under the dash. I'm not sure if this goes out to the engine bay, what have you. I gotta look for that diagram. This pedal here, I don't have that spring there, but as like I said before, once I put fluid in the system, that should keep it firm. At least I'm hoping. All right, so I went to Lowe's and I bought the M6 by 120, I believe, or by 120, what do you want to call it, or M6 times 100 times, whatever you want to call it. And these are fitting in here perfectly, so I'm about to bolt that together. This is still leaking. This is a brand new reservoir and it's still leaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably take it apart again, and I'm gonna pull it out this time. If the fluid leaks, it leaks. I'm just gonna have to get new fluid anyway. I really want to clean this up because I keep seeing this sludginess here and it looks crazy. I'm hoping it's not leaking from the power steering pump, or whatever you want to call it, power steering area, or whatever. I think this is the pump, you know what I'm saying. And I want to get that going. There's another cable somewhere that broke when I had, not broke, well, the guy who was helping me take my engine off, he snipped it because it was stuck in between like some weird place and it wouldn't come out, so he had to snip the end, and I gotta replace that. So all these little things I'm trying to do. Also, this look kind of close to me. I mean, it's spinning freely. It ain't nothing crazy going on, but it looks kind of close to this, and I'm assuming that it should be okay once the engines is on. But I mean, yeah, it should be fine. I'm just thinking I'm overdinking it. And man, that joint look crazy. I might spray that down with some brake clean just to get some of that heavy sludge off. And if it doesn't work, when the time being, it's not going to affect me driving the car. What I might do is just take it off one time and then, you know, give it to my cousin. Maybe he has somebody can rebuild this for me too, and to get that rebuilt, probably get some new lines, because some of the lines are kind of rusty, just to make sure the car has working AC. I really do regret not painting the engine bay. Like I said, this is my first time doing this. I always liked cars, always wanted to learn and work on them. Like anything mechanical, I love doing. And I could do some basic stuff, like I said before. I used to do my own brakes. I used to do like little things that never engine related stuff. The most engine related stuff I did was maybe a quick tune-up, which is like spark plugs and wires and, you know, stuff like that. But to go as far as I've gone, as far as taking off the head, doing a head gasket, re-gasketing this whole engine, that was something that was a big task for me and crazy. Now, when I took everything out, and when you see all these wires and hoses and everything, it gets kind of daunting, and it really made me feel like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to strip the bay. Like, there's a lot of other YouTubers or automotive guys that I watch on YouTube, and they take all the stuff out the engine bay, they scrub it down, they cut off all brackets, and they just paint it and make it look beautiful, and they just know what to do, and they know what to remove, what's unnecessary, what's necessary. I'm not on that level. So it's gonna take me a minute to get to that point and get familiar and get comfortable. So at the moment, I just did it like this. And there's a part of me that's like really like cringy, like, man, damn, this thing is crazy, and maybe I should pressure wash it. But then, you know, you got electrical components, you don't want to worry about that, and, you know, little things like that. But I'm sorry, this like mainly like a talking video, but I just wanted to get that out there. And this pretty much give you a rundown what I'm getting ready to get done today and what I noticed. So I'm gonna bolt this up real quick. This, I don't need to really see that. And when I start doing some other stuff, I'm gonna put on a time lapse and just kind of put things together. And I'm not gonna put the radiator in. I kind of like the space where it's at, so I got this, you know, start mapping that out. I have to put the clutch fan back in soon eventually and things like that. But maybe I might start replacing some of these hoses and looking at the book and what hoses go where, so then I have an idea where to lay them out. There's a breather hose back there. There's another hose that's at the top here. These little things like that that I gotta, you know, figure out where they go, basically from the manual or looking online from the little diagrams, and put those things together, so then when the time is right, we back in business. So thanks, and I'll be right back. Crazy, I didn't really get much done. My phone was blowing up. You know, I'm an avid basketball fan, and, you know, they just reported that Kobe Bryant died in a helicopter crash, and At first I didn't want to believe it because, you know, I didn't really see it reputable news outlets reporting it, but then it was like, nah, it's real. And it's just sad, man. The dude was young and one of the top 5 players of all time, and it's just a crazy thing. This life is short, man, and like you gotta really be on point with, you know, everything, you know what I mean? And it's sad, you never know, you know what I mean? I thank God every day for another day of life and my family, and for opportunities even like this to come and try to work on this vehicle. Like, it's nothing guaranteed, and I pray for his family, and I hope that things work out for them and they get comfort. There's still like a possibility for me to have like a glimmer of hope, but they said he confirmed it, so it's a sad time, man. It just really is sad. And you know, I just had to say something about it because it just kind of like just threw me off my game for the day. So anyway.
That's that raw Brooklyn basement ship.
Hey, I'm back. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't really get much done today. There was a lot of stuff going on. You know, me trying to figure different things out. We're reading the book and then kind of like, you know, rehashing where things go. Also, the news of like Kobe Bryant dying, one of his daughters in a helicopter crash is kind of like really messed me up for the rest of the day. So it kind of threw me for a loop. I didn't really get a chance to really focus in. It's getting dark. Anyway, like I said earlier, I bought some screws for some bolts from Lowe's and put that in there to fix this. I'm definitely gonna get a new throttle cable. This is very loose and all out of whack. I gotta find out what goes back to that. I thought that kind of loops in, but it doesn't look like it loops in. I ran the breather hose that connects here and to here. I just started putting things together. Like, I found this hose inside the car. I'm assuming this goes up here because it says top. That's why I had labeled it the last time. It goes right here. And this probably goes at the bottom to this piece here. So I'm going to get that. I think I have another one replacing hose for that. I'm going to do that. This one makes sense. This is from the actual head itself, like the little connector that's at the back of the engine. That's under there, and it looks like it goes here to me. It looks like the cabling and the hose, not cabling, the hoses fits right here, so I'm gonna keep that here. And this, like it says bottom, so I'm assuming that's that. That makes sense, because this is supposed to be going in from here, from the thermostat. The water goes in here, comes out, returns, goes back, and goes circle around. It makes sense logically in my mind. The next step was trying to figure out the starter cabling for the starter. I see, I didn't even see this back here. We got this cable here. I'm assuming that probably could go to the starter. These two things down there. We got this here. Yeah, that makes sense. That probably go back there. And I got the battery cable from here and all this other stuff like that. This, you know, I'm trying to line it up and figure it out. Like I said, once I get these hoses and wiring for like the alternator, once I get that back and everything like that connected, it's pretty much just putting the belts on, the fan, the radiator, putting the fluids in, and wiring up the neutral safety switch so I can jump it, since I converted it to manual, and that should be good to go. So that's the plan. Like I said, it's getting dark. I'm gonna wrap this up. It's cold out, and let's call it, you know. But this is about it for today, and we'll see. And rest in peace, Kobe Bryant and his daughter, and prayers for his family.